back to our podcast. Today we're going to be talking about which book, Em?
The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller.
And we're excited that you're here. So let's kick it off. Do you want to start with our first question?
Sure, will do. Okay. Team Peter or Team Jonas? Did you always feel that way? Elle clearly loves both men, but in a very different way. Did your loyalty shift throughout the book, and what moment sealed it for you? What do you think Elle actually chooses at the end? She removes her wedding ring before swimming out towards Jonas, but the author says she never intended it to be ambiguous. Where do you land, and does knowing that change how you read it? That was like a really big question.
I know. And it starts off where I have to answer that one?
Yes. Your turn.
Okay.
Though my question was
Maybe
short.
we can have like a good little convo, a bestie convo with this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Cheers.
Because here's the thing. I liked both of these men in this book.
Yeah.
Both of these men were amazing men. I think in the end, I'm ultimately Team Peter. I wanted her to stay with her husband. Let's see, the moment that sealed the deal for me. There was one moment that really sealed the deal for me. And I think it's because throughout the whole book, you're trying to understand, like, what happened? Why is she with Peter and not with Jonas? Because Jonas is amazing. So you're trying to understand, like,
such a sweet kid and
what's
everything.
going on? Like, what happened? And so there's this part in the book where, also, if you're new here to our podcast, this is not spoiler free, if you can't tell already. So,
since the question already talked about the very last moment in the book.
Warning! So, welcome. We're hoping that you read the book. This is why we like to give teasers a little bit ahead of time with some of our shorts so that you know what's coming so you can read it too. So, yeah. I'm going to dive in deeper now, just so you know. So, in the book, there is a part where, Jonas and Elle have a moment where he tells her that he loves her and, please don't marry Peter. And she basically, rejects him and tells him, no, like, I love Peter, I'm going to marry Peter. And for me, that was like, that was on Elle. Elle's
for sure.
fault. And like in the book, there's Peter. He's like goofing around. He's making pancakes with the kids, like for the whole house. And like, I don't know, like he's
British too.
He's a great guy, and you're just like, I don't know. I was more upset with her that she's basically letting down like two great guys because she can't make up her flipping mind.
Oh yeah.
So that
sorry, my phone.
Yes. I guess maybe I'm both of their teams because they're both great guys.
I felt the same way. Like, so the question's really long, but I felt like my answer could be shorter. I said I liked both men. Mm-hmm. I like Peter. I am biased. I love a good British man.
Newsflash, her husband's British, if you didn't know.
I tend to have a side. Yes.
Gives it away.
Kind of gives it away. But he really is like a great guy. He saved her. He was loyal. You could tell he really cared for her. The same thing with Jonas. He saves her. He loves her from the very beginning since they were kids. There's something about being with your best friend. You can say that about your husband. I can say that about mine. Our ultimate best friends. Yes, we're besties, but our besties also are husbands. Yeah. So I felt like that. I did go more towards, my heart kind of went more towards Peter in the sense of Jonas is cheating on his wife. She's cheating on her husband, who clearly loves her with Jonas. Yep. So I really did like Jonas, and I could tell that he was madly in love with her. Yep. He tried. He waited. Even when he gave her, as a kid, the ring, and then he goes off because his parents took him to a different camp. he waited for her when they saw each other for that first time after that,
Yep.
years later. And then he goes off, and then she breaks a promise. He still waits for her until she calls.
Yeah.
And then he begs her, don't marry Peter. I love you. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I love you too. It's like, then you need to let Peter go. If you loved Peter, you would let him go.
Yeah.
Because that's what real love is.
Yep.
So for me, I felt the same way. She's definitely messed up.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, you read more about that as the book goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So,
yeah.
But yes, I was, I liked both.
I know.
Both of them had me, but I am more of the Team Peter only because you don't cheat on your spouse.
Yeah. You have eyelash, like, right? Oh, can I get it?
Okay. Thank you. See, bestie. Eyelash.
Oh, we're on film. She can't have it on there.
I don't know. Can you see it? Are you live? Okay.
But also, I think, because in our other questions, I don't think it touches on the end of the book, and that she leaves the wedding ring off. And I can't remember, does she always take the wedding ring off before she goes in for a swim?
So I thought about that when I finished it, because I was like, well, how do you know she just didn't take it off before she went swimming? I don't think she ever took it off.
Okay.
I know she took off the cheap ring, but only once she saw Jonas at the diner. That was the only time she ever took it off. And so I think she intentionally took the ring off.
Yeah. Because I don't know if any other readers out there... I know. The ending left me like, what
the hell?
I know. All of a sudden she's like, I love Peter. I'm staying with Peter.
Promises her kids that.
I'm devoted with him. And then in part, even though, like I said, I'm more Team Peter, and I think that's the appropriate choice, and part of me was like, wow, that was a really long book and a really long story to take in just to basically circle all the way around.
Yeah.
With that.
I'm like, you better end up with Jonas after all of this.
And then all of a sudden she picks him, and I'm like, okay, I mean, that's great, because that, again,
she finally made up her mind?
She finally made up her mind. It just was so weird, right? Like, I don't know, we're beating around the bush, and then all of a sudden she just leaves her wedding ring and then goes, I don't know. And,
I mean, it just said that you saw a blue shirt out there.
Yeah.
Do you know if that was really Jonas? What if there's another dude? I was reading that part. I'm like, Conrad's back!
Oh, sick! It's Billy! It's Billy out there!
It's Leo! I just felt like, oh my gosh, like there's gonna be another person. Like she just can't keep it in her pants.
Oh, Lord. Okay, second question. How did learning Rosemary was also abused by Conrad change how you felt about Elle's guilt? So she carried so much shame over Conrad's death for decades. Did Rosemary's revelation feel like a release for you as a reader?
It didn't really change my mind. I mean,
same.
It didn't? Okay, because I'm like, wow, am I a terrible person?
No, same.
I mean, because I felt like, one, it didn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
I figured he was doing this to other people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like to stand in her room and leave, it just made me puke a little bit in my mouth. Yeah. That was disgusting. Mm-hmm. And you just, like, I just felt like it confirmed it for me.
Yeah.
You did the right thing because you're not only protecting yourself, but you ended up protecting Rosemary and future girls. I mean, her daughter could have ended up being somebody. So for me, I mean, because it goes into the third question. So for me, I'm going to say it didn't really change my view at all.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with, I don't have anything to add to that because I do agree because it did not change my view because I automatically assumed that this was happening with others. I mean, it's usually if it's happening to one, it's happening with another person.
And if he's willing to do it to his stepsister, then he's willing to do it to his sister.
Yeah.
And there was clues in the book where, she got very religious and she was very quiet and very weird, made me think he's doing this to her because this is her way of knowing that she's going to be okay. She went into faith, which is, a ultimately the way to go. And she didn't tell her mom. The weird thing is that he was calling out Elle's name when he was on top of Rosemary.
Yeah.
Which is like, so you clearly know that he was doing this only since he's known, possibly since he's known Elle.
I mean, he definitely had an obsession with Elle because
it's really messed up. It's really disgusting.
But, I mean,
it's really...
Creeper's gonna creep. I don't know. That's just...
Yeah. So then moving on to the third one, because it kind of coincides. Conrad's accident. Was it justice or was something darker? Elle and Jonas essentially let Conrad drown after Jonas learns what he did to Elle. Did you read that as understandable, even justified, or did it make you see Jonas and Elle differently? Come on, girl. What do you think?
This one is...
I'm a dark, evil person.
This is a big question because... I went through some parts here, right? Like, when he was first out there in the water, bobbing around, I was thinking, don't you dare toss him. That was my first thought in my mind, was like...
Just let him go.
Just, like... And then when she's, like, struggling and she's, like, giving him tips, I'm like, okay, ultimately, that's a good human. You know, she's just trying to help. You know, I understood that situation as well. But then he turns around and he's still a douche.
He's always going to be one.
She's trying to help him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he is a douche. Like, he's being a jackass to her as she's trying to help him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like... So I seriously was all over the place. I'm like, don't you do it. And then I'm like... Okay, she's doing it. I understand. I get it. And then he's a jackass, and I'm like, don't you dare do it! He's a jackass! He's never gonna change! And then, I was a roller coaster. I was over the place of like, don't do it, do it. Don't do it, do it. So, in my mind, I was thinking like, do it, but make it like really delayed. You know,
make it look like you wanted to save
you were
his life.
helping, you're doing it, but like, man, that knot was just really, really hard to get out. So you still did it, but like, it took a while. Like, I don't know, that's kind of where I was at.
So, yeah, I didn't really have the up and down. I was just kind of like, let that motherfucker die. Like, I was like, let him drown. Yeah, so from the last question, I feel like it was justice. I'm not condoning murder, okay? No. We're not gonna, Earl had to die kind of thing. But I just feel like the guy, he was, 19 at the time?
It's just very sad.
I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing.
When women don't feel like they can talk about what's going on.
Like, this really does,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like, we don't condone murder. We're not saying, if something like this was to happen...
And I think that's why I was all over the place, because ultimately, it's not right.
Yeah, no.
But ultimately,
it's justified.
He's not a good person. And ultimately, she should have brought the issue forward and talked about it, but...
I understand why she didn't, right? She finally her mom was finally happy. Mm-hmm. Like, she was like, if I say something, it will ruin her relationship with Leo, and Leo's a good guy. That was one of my biggest things.
But then it ended up ruining the relationship anyway.
She ended up allowing her mom for years think that Leo was the one who did it. And I'm like, why would you do that? Okay, yes, she's mad at Leo for leaving because Leo is struggling with the loss of his son. And then she lost the baby. I just thought...
Was it years or I think...
Yeah, because when she told her, she found out before Anna died. Her mom found the diary before.
But I don't think she knew she found the diary.
Yeah.
Until later on.
Yeah, because it was before Anna died. And then she told her just before the end of the book that it was Leo. Okay. That it wasn't Leo, it was Conrad.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought crappy. That was weird. Like, why would you let it go on for any time, or even let her think anything of, it was your husband. Because then there's guilt on mom thinking, I can't believe I let this scumbag in my house.
Yeah.
When it could have been, you could have allowed your mom to heal a little bit, knowing, okay, maybe reach out to Leo and say,
yeah, Ella's definitely messed up. She's definitely
I mean, her parents are messed up. Let's be real. Yeah. But yeah, so I
think she should have thrown the life vest, just taken way longer to do it.
I think, or, puncture a little hole. Oh, there was a rip. I don't know. It didn't float. Throw it out there and just keep moving. I mean, no, I don't think you should do that. But in the moment of this book, yeah. And he did.
Also, they were a lot younger. They were kids. They were still kids. They don't really understand, like, because it was both her and Jonas, like, in the moment. So, you're kids, you don't.
And Jonas felt it is protecting Elle. Yeah. And so, in his mindset, he was protecting her. Yeah. And so, I just felt like...
I sometimes wonder, and I know it's just a book, but I sometimes wonder, like, if if Conrad would have kept his stupid mouth shut, if they would have thrown the...
Yeah, I bet they would have.
Because all of a sudden, he's just, again...
Being that
douche. And then that was kind of like sealed his fate in that moment.
Yeah, when you're drowning, don't say stupid shit.
Yeah.
To people who can save your life.
Yeah.
Like, that was a stupid thing to do.
Yeah. He was a very bright man. But I often wondered, too, that, like, had they still taken more time and thrown it, knowing that he still might have more than likely potentially ended up in the same situation, but then they knew that they threw the life jacket, would obviously then the story wouldn't be the story, but I think they probably would have never ended up where Jonas goes off and doesn't want to see her for a while and goes to his little camp and
because there wouldn't have been a death at the lake and stuff. Yeah. And then Jonas and Elle would have been together. There we go. We rewrote the story. Would have been happily ever after.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. Wallace is both deeply flawed and yet somehow the most honest character in the entire book. How did you feel about her? Her advice, there are some swims you do regret, Eleanor, is the emotional gut punch of the ending. Do you think she was giving Elle permission to leave Peter or warning her not to? I love that question. I love this question. That's a good one.
So, Wallace, which I'm going to say, I like that they named her Wallace. Yeah. Like, it was such a... The first time I saw her name, like, wait, what? It's not a name you typically find on a woman.
No.
But I always like that.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was kind of cool. But, wow, that woman was messed up.
Oh, yes.
The
first chapter of the book out the gate, I'm like, what the heck are we reading?
I know.
So speaking of, would you leave this book on your coffee table? Wallace is like...
Nope.
I mean, I feel like you would, but not if kids are around.
So it looks beautiful. It looks like a beautiful summery kind of read at the beach. Yeah, so I was leaving it out. Didn't think much of it. Went to go visit my beautiful niece and nephew. Watched them. They're 5 and 8. And I was reading because that's what I do. And they were all playing and just doing their thing. And the 8-year-old, she is such a little snuggle bun. And so she was just snuggled up on me. I'm reading. And then it's like she starts trying to read it. And she's like, Auntie Emily, I'm not done reading. And I'm like, you cannot read this. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to be done. So I put it down. I put it on their coffee table because we were watching the kids at their house. I put it down. I go into the kitchen. I'm making some coffee. My husband's in the kitchen with me. But she's not in the kitchen. And I'm like, what is she doing? So I peek in there. That little girl picked up my book, picked a random page, and just sat there and was reading it. And then she looks up, she goes, I like your book. And I'm like, child, no. Because I had just finished the molestation page of where it was a boyfriend of her mom, Wallace, and he detail about shoving his dick in her mouth. And I'm like, and I'm whispering that because there's children outside. They can't hear me. But it was like, I'm like, oh, honey, no. This is just an Aunt Emily book. We don't read this book. That made me realize, do not put this on your table if you have
at least there's kids around,
children around.
Because it's one of those that's like it's not like one of those to be embarrassed about. The doctor's office. Yeah, it's not like.
But it's very
adult content.
Yes,
adult content in there. We're just in the first chapter. You're like,
I mean, usually they have.
And the mom is talking about, what she had to go through with her. Oh, my tummy's growling. I gotta get this tummy some lunch. Where the mom is talking about where Wallace is talking about what she went through with her stepfather, and you're like, with the molestation that her stepfather put her through, and you're like, what book did you make me read, right?
Emily? And I told her there's some parts. It's a little disturbing. And the interesting thing is like, I've read so many books now that you'll get trigger warnings. Like if you're dealing with infertility or if you're dealing with rape or anything like that, drug abuse, it will say trigger warnings to let you know it's in there. This book does not do that. And I really do think, I wish she would have done that.
Yeah,
not that I personally need it, but I feel like for other readers, so if you have not read this book, we probably should have done that before. Maybe we'll put that in there, trigger warnings. There are, because it really does have some and it's not just, oh, this happened to me.
It's talking about heavy topics. Affairs.
It's detailed.
Yeah.
Like, it goes into exactly how Conrad started.
Yeah.
I mean, to the detail of texture and feelings and stuff. So it's a very high trigger warning. So yes, I would not keep this on my table at home. I have teenage kids. Not that they would ever read my books. I think they've known that sometimes Mama has a taste. But but I would not put this out if you have young children who are learning to read, because I wanted to protect her. She did not. I will point out, she picked a perfectly safe page to try to read Auntie Emily's book. But yeah, so no, I would not put that on my.
But yeah, so tying into Wallace, I mean, she is that deeply flawed character, and what do you think? Do you think she was trying to tell Elle to leave Peter or not? She loved Peter.
She loved Peter. I felt like she was trying to convince her to stay. I felt like because one of the things that was my ick in the beginning of the book was that she was all about divorce. Like she kept saying, "Oh, just divorce him if you don't like him, or just leave him, or whatever." And I'm like, what kind of mindset is that? Do you give your kids in marriage or anything? So I did end up appreciating Wallace's being more blunt, being more honest. She was the most honest of them all. If she was not happy, she just left. I'm not like that all the time, but I felt like she didn't want her to leave. I think that she would be very disappointed in the fact that she left somebody who clearly adores their family, clearly takes care of her and loves her, because that was what Leo was to Wallace. Yeah. And then things spiraled. Yeah. So that was, that was my feelings.
No, I think we had a good chat on that one, the collaborative chat on that one. I agree with that. I think that was my take as well, with there are some swims that you do regret.
And then she jumped in the water and left her husband.
Right. And was that a foreshadow to all of us that
It is a good quote. I mean, think about it.
And then all of a sudden she's going to go, because we know throughout the entire book, she dotes on Peter. She loves Peter. She loves him. And then that quote, and then just the way the book ends is
really?
I just said an ope.
have you figured out where we're from?
I don't think I've ever
You hang out with me way too much.
Oh my gosh, I'm hanging out with Emily too much.
I said ope like 15 times and you called me out on it.
I don't think I've ever said it, and now I just heard myself say it. Ope, she went out swimming with the wrong guy.
Don't you know? Okay. And I do oofta a lot.
I don't know if I've ever heard that one as much. Maybe.
Yeah, because Chris freaks out when I say oofta, and then he's like, you hang out with your dad too much. Do I know? My dad doesn't live close. I'm like, Dad doesn't say oofta, and the boys are like, Dad, Mama's been saying oofta. Like, oofta's getting hot. Oofta, it's cold. And I'm like,
is going to be on this podcast. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
And because of you. Okay. I'm curious now from our other podcast, how many times have I said,
I don't know. We'll have to go.
I don't think I've done the oofta yet. Oh. Not on podcast, but.
That's so funny.
This book has brought out the favorite parts of us.
Wisconsin's coming to represent.
Whoop, whoop. Okay.
You're up.
Oh, getting hot. Okay.
It's hot today.
It's hot today. Yeah. How much do you think Elle's chaotic childhood shaped her inability to choose? She grew up watching her mother, her father, her step-parents all fail at love in different ways. Is Elle running towards Jonas or running from the kind of stable life she was never taught to trust?
Hello?
I
think her entire chaotic childhood shaped her. I mean, yeah.
Come on. I mean, it does for everybody, right? Our childhood shapes who we are. You have great parents, which I feel like I have great, amazing parents.
Yeah.
Shout out to my parents. I have amazing parents.
Yeah.
My parents are divorced. I am not, but I also had great step-parents. You know, and so if I didn't have the loving parents that I had, who I really feel like, I tell them all the time, like, I've learned what I got from you. Mm-hmm. Things change. I might alter some of that.
Yeah.
And the same for you. I mean, you had great parents. Yeah. I can say that because we've known each other since we were 5. So our parents are like mutual. But yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, man, her parents were, I liked her dad. I really felt like her dad tried. Now he just really struggled with finding the right woman.
Yeah.
And then he was weak.
Yeah.
If he was stronger,
I know,
he could have been amazing.
I think so too, because he gave up on them.
We had strong dads. We have strong dads. So it's like, for me, I'm like, God, he would have been. And Elle really tried. Elle really tried to connect with her dad.
She did. Yeah. So I think it definitely did. You know, for whatever reason, I think she just never saw herself as being like, I don't know, maybe a chosen one? I don't know if that's even the right way to put it, you know?
Which is crazy because Jonas totally...
Jonas chose her.
And Jonas so did Peter.
And so did
Jonas. Peter moved across the
world
world to be with her.
Saves her life.
Uh-huh.
That he saved her life is like, these two men, they both chose her hardcore. I mean, she found 2 winners in her life, and she's lucky and blessed because her mom and dad were kind of struggling. And I think, to like what you said earlier, was that, you know, I think maybe Elle did find that her mom found something and had something with Leo, and she really didn't want to ruin that. But, you know, you're not gonna help make something better if you don't speak up.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there and say, hey, this is happening. This person is troubled. I'm troubled because of this. I mean, and I know that's not an easy thing.
Right.
You know, but I just think, like, if something feels wrong, you say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I know I had a weird situation when I was younger with a friend that came to hang out, friend in the neighborhood, and I was like, told my mom, I never saw that friend another day in my entire life.
You do not want to make her mom mad.
Bye, friend. But
she would not have thrown the life
like,
preserver.
something, and I don't know, I must have just been like, hey mom, like, but I felt comfortable enough to say something,
right?
So, but again, I think that's just kudos to our parents and the fact that we could feel comfortable enough to say something.
Yeah.
Or talk about it.
I agree.
So there was definitely something there with Elle that she couldn't say something.
And his parents and aunts and uncles, like, we make sure that we can tell
Yep.
our children that they can come to us.
Yep.
No matter what. Like,
Yep.
I feel like with my boys, they feel like they can come and talk to me and their dad, but not only us, but also to you and, you know, Kevin, just be like, hey, this is what's happening. Like, if they couldn't come to us, they know that there's somebody else that they can go to that they could rely on. And so, and Al didn't have that. Like, she was torn. I feel like if she had someone to talk to about this whole Peter Jonas thing, she probably would have been able to make the right decision that she needed you earlier.
Yep.
But,
I agree.
Yeah, she was messed up.
Okay.
Number 6.
Yep. The dual timeline in the book, did it work for you, or did Wallace's backstory pull you out of the story? So this is like, if you like, a lot of the reviews out there said that they didn't really like
I'm glad that the
timeline. So did that disrupt your momentum in the story? Did you find it essential to understanding Elle, or did you feel like it was ever a detour?
I felt like it was a detour from the very beginning. So I felt like that's why when I started reading it before you did. Mm-hmm. It was a long read for me. I am not the fastest reader, but I've gotten much faster as time has gone on. More books you read and the things, and it was slow for me.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is because it's one thing to go back to Elle's childhood to see where she came from. There were times where you're going all the way back to Wallace's time when she was a kid, little, to find out where she comes from. In the grand scheme, at the end of the book, I'm grateful for it because I understand now more about Wallace, why Wallace raised Elle to be this way, why they're both this way today. But there were many times I'm like, this moment, it's throwing me off. And I wish it would have been, because the beginning of the book starts in today's time.
Yep.
At like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You don't finish that day.
Yeah.
Until you're almost done with the book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did we get all through this it's 386 pages it took to get through one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So it was hard for me. Like, so when you came up, because she found these questions, I'm like, I wonder, like, if I can mention this. I don't want to sound like a complete douche. I'm like, I really struggled with the timelines, especially with Wallace's story. And then when she like came with this question and she's like, a lot of readers felt deep dive into Wallace's past was disruptive. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Well, because I know how I rated the story. And so when I rated the story, which obviously we always talk about a rating, so that'll come up. When I rated it, I looked at other reviews and I noticed a lot of other people were thinking how I was thinking. So that made me feel better. And so that is one of the topics was the timeline and the jumping and back and forth, and 100% agree with Emily. I think my honest opinion is I think having the timeline to the story is important, and it is crucial because Emily's right. We do need to learn about Wallace in order to better understand Elle. I think it was the execution and how it was done, because the last 2 podcasts we did for The Bakery in Paris and Reminders of Him, those 2 books as well had the same exact type of time hopping in them and did not have this issue. Loved those books.
Oh my gosh.
Loved exactly how they were written. I think the struggle with this one is in comparison to the other two books, the other two podcasts that we did, is, and I think for me anyway, is that it would start out a chapter and it would say 1982. And so now your brain, your mind is like, okay, we're in 1982, and it's telling us a story about what went on. And then all of a sudden, you're in that zone, and then all of a sudden, it's talking about
1956.
Yeah, all of a sudden, or the present day, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm staring out into the water, and Peter is swimming to me, and you're like,
what?
Wait, are we still in 1982?
Weren't you too? I'm like,
so
yeah.
That happened a lot in the book. And
it would
then
just say the time. Like, if it said 9:06, then you knew. It took me forever to figure out 9:06 is today.
What?
But 1982 is L, 1957 is her, and I'm like, can we? And
execution.
Then it's placements.
Yes.
All of a sudden, it's 1982 January in London.
Yeah.
And then you go to 1976 in New York, and I'm like, wait, where were we before? Because I thought we were in London, and then I'm like, wait, now we just went back further.
Yes.
And then we go back, to 1982 in London. Why are we all of a sudden in 1982 London to 76 New York to 82 in London in the same month? Like,
so I think it could have been more seamless in how it was done.
Yeah.
Because it was 100% absolutely needed to understand Wallace.
Yep.
And I like the time hopping in stories because we liked our other two books that we read.
The Crawdads did the same thing when they time hopped. Yeah. And I really liked it.
100%. So I think it was just the execution. Because, yeah, it definitely was a detour sometimes where my brain had to, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, we're back in present time again. Wait, where are we now? Like, that was happening in my mind. And when that happens sometimes, like, to Emily's point, it can slow you down.
Then there were parts. So it was book 1 was Elle's story.
Oh, yeah.
Then there was book 2. Finally, you get to book 2, and it's Jonas's story. But Elle is still telling the story.
Yes.
So then I'm like, where's Jonas's story? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm so confused. Shouldn't Jonas be telling the story in his view?
Yeah.
About what happened? She just told like 3/4 of the story. And then it goes into book 3 is Peter's story. But Peter's not telling the story. Yeah. It's still out. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
You could have just kept it. And then then you finally got to present time from 6:00.
And how cool would this book have been if it was written that way?
I was so excited to finally hear Jonas's side. Like, what is he thinking? What is he doing?
What is Peter thinking?
Yes.
And then how does it end on?
But nope, it was still out that finally, after I got through almost all of Jonas's story, I went back to make sure this does say Jonas's story.
No, you're right, it did.
But it's not Jonas telling her. Oh,
I
was venting to my oldest because he just finished a book and he gave it like 5 stars. And
I just did the snake laugh.
You did.
I have a kink in my neck. I slept funny too.
So then I was like, this book is not doing what it's supposed to. And he was laughing at me because he's like, I just read a 5-star book. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And this next question, too. I really liked this next question. Because it bothered me a little bit, but I don't know if it bothered you. So go ahead.
Okay. The Paper Palace itself. What does the setting do for the story emotionally? The house is crumbling, full of secrets, and keeps pulling people back year after year. Do you think it's a symbol of something specific for Elle? Nostalgia, trauma, identity?
The Paper Palace did nothing for me emotionally.
No.
I'm sorry, that sounds so mean. But
I agree. I am the same way. I'm like,
it was like,
was it supposed to be that in depth? Like,
it's the title of the book, and it's there. It's there a lot of the time. I get they
called their camp the Paper Palace,
and that's like where it's like it's her and Jonas's special place. That's where they grew up. That's where they did. That's where they, that's really what it. That's the main connection, and that's the special place. That's, where they initiate their affair. That's, I think that's really what it is trying to portray, I guess, is probably what's trying to happen there. But I don't know if it was the kind of hopping back and forth that I wasn't really ever able to get like a I don't know. To me, it's just the Paper Palace. I didn't really have like a...
So I
know that it's nostalgic to her.
And it does have secrets because it is where Conrad started his weird...
Exactly.
His
and that's where she
molestations
had her diary.
And her rape. I get that there is the affair. It's like all of this dark, creepy stuff started there.
Right.
And then it's like, yeah, you've got these fond memories. Like she took her sister there when she was diagnosed with cancer and all this stuff. But I'm just like...
It's like their family special.
It's like they're holding on all these secrets in this drama. So, like, why don't you get rid of the Paper Palace and be done? Because, and it makes you wonder, like, is that what's going to finally happen? Because now she leaves Peter to be with Jonas. Another dramatic, negative thing. The Paper Palace is really not... And I get they called it that because it was kind of falling apart and it's, you know, run down and it's like paper. There's pieces falling apart. I'm like... That was weird to me, too.
Because to me, it's there. It's part of the story. Like, obviously, a lot of stuff happens there, but I don't know. For me, it just wasn't really, like... Because it says, like, what did the setting do for the story emotionally? And, like, I don't know.
I just found it as, like, they just kept going back to it.
Right, they just keep going back there. And for me, I don't know.
And is it considered a safe place?
Right.
Why would it be? It's one of the... places where all of your horrible things happened.
Right. Why do you keep going back?
Why do you keep going back? And if you loved it so much, wouldn't you keep it up more?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you fix all the problems, the mice, the holes, you know, I don't know. I just thought...
Maybe that is it. Maybe you just nailed it. Maybe she needs to fix her shit, and that's her. That's
you
the
fix
end.
the Paper Palace.
She takes off her ring. She plops it down. She's like, "I'm fixing my shit, and I'm going with Jonas."
Well, shit. If
Later,
you put it that way, that sounds better. Ditch you kids and that amazing husband.
I don't know.
Sexy English accent.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't hate the book.
I didn't hate it either. I didn't hate the book. It's just, Mandy ended up finishing it before I did. It was a bit longer read for me. But she was like, can't tell you what happens, but you're going to be like, what the? And I texted her like, what the hell did I just finish reading? Because now you just need to know.
Right.
Like, what the? You went through all of these very detailed things for this book.
The backstories.
And then you end it with, she took off her ring.
Yeah.
Got naked and went swimming.
Right.
Towards a guy in a blue shirt. Well, we all know it's true.
Right, and I think for me it's like, because, okay, sure, the Paper Palace does have, like, secrets, but, like, Conrad's her stepbrother, so, like, he's always there. It's not just the Paper Palace. Like, sure, maybe stuff's initiated there, but, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. So, for me, it's like, you know, it's like a special place the family went, but, like, it... You know, it's not the only place it happened.
Right.
So for me, I'm just like, okay, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's a part of this. To me, it's like a big part of the story, obviously. But you know that the main issue, which is her mom and her mom's horrible upbringing, which obviously leads to her Elle being the way that she is, which leads to Elle being put into the struggles with her stepbrother, which, come on, that's happening not just at the Paper Palace. I don't know. So for me, it was just kind of like, yeah, it's a special place, but...
You would have thought the Paper Palace would have been the place where they all got away from the craziness.
Yeah.
And then that would be more of like a nostalgia kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't leave nostalgia for me because things... They brought it to the Paper Palace.
Right.
And it followed them and it continued, and then they're creating more drama and stuff and all that stuff at the Paper Palace. When you would think, like, when we go on our vacations, like, we love Door County.
Yeah.
My family, I would go with my mom, my grandmother, and then my husband's parents got a condo up there, so we vacationed all the time, took our kids, we stopped for a few years, our kids still begged us, and now we go every year.
Yeah.
And it's like, but we don't bring the family stresses.
Yeah.
Every family, every moment in life has stress, right? Work, everything. That goes away. So you think the paper palace would have been the place that they would have been like, leave it all at home.
I'd say the best part of the paper palace was Jonas.
Oh, hell yeah.
So is that what we're all supposed to
I think so.
realize?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe you just nailed it on the head.
I don't know. Well, similar, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
is that what we're supposed to realize? Because like you just said, all the problems got
Brought into
nothing was different.
Nothing fixed.
So that's what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, nothing was different than
So then maybe it was all...
That was the only thing that would have been different there was Jonas.
Yeah, because she struggled when he didn't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because
it keeps you questioning.
It does keep you questioning.
And then figuring out what happened.
But I'm thinking she left Peter for Jonas. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So...
Idiot.
Is that what we're supposed to figure out? That the special... what? It's always been Jonas. It's always been
He's
always
Jonas.
been the special thing. And
you know what really pissed me off, too?
You feel bad for poor Peter.
Is like...
Sorry, Peter. Sorry, Peter.
He goes to her and says, I saw you kiss him. And she's like, oh, I'm not actually lying to him now. Because I didn't just kiss him. Yeah. But it was when he burnt his hand.
Yeah.
And he's so upset. And she goes up to him and goes, it's nothing. He burnt his hand. It was innocent. It was this thing. I promise you nothing's happening. And then you go back.
Yeah.
You have sex with him.
Yeah.
And then you ask him to go swim with you. I get you're trying to open up to him and you're trying to get him to do what you want. But how does he know?
Right.
How does he know you need that? You have never told him that I need you to kind of step out of your comfort right now and do this with me.
Yeah.
She could have said, Peter, I really need you to do this with me.
Yeah.
I'm struggling right now.
Right.
It's called communication, people. Communicate.
Oh, that's her.
Didn't do that.
She doesn't have
those skills. And so she didn't do that. So she's like, here you go. Takes the ring off, puts it there, gets naked and swims towards Jonas.
Jonas is the paper palace.
It's the paper palace.
That's our theory anyway.
Yep. I agree. So, Mandy, what did you rate it?
I rated it at 3.5 stars. Just because, like I said, I liked it kept me reading it. Like I said, it was a little confusing to stay in time with what was going on, and that falls in line with the other reviews that I've seen out there about it. Some of the parts were hard to read and digest because, you know, of the key triggers that were taking place. I mean, some of them were, for lack of a better word, you know, icky and disgusting. But if you can get through those things, if you're someone that can handle those things, then, I mean, it is a good story. I think with a little bit better execution, it could have definitely been a higher rating for me.
I agree a lot with what you said. I also gave it 3.5.
Yeah.
On Goodreads, I can only rate it 3. But then I wrote underneath the reviews, it's actually 3.5. Mainly for the same things. I did not like the stories jumping from story to story to story to story. If it was executed more, a little more clear, it would have been a higher rating. I also feel like the ick parts, the hard parts of the book, very detailed, very much. As I'm reading it, I realize, like, you know, it's a reality that sadly many women and some men go through.
Yep.
And we can't be ick about it. We have to be like big about it and stuff. And so for that, it didn't lower my rating.
Right.
Because it is a reality that is scarily and sadly there.
Yep.
But it just, I think a lot of it was the ending. Like, I just felt like it was not complete. And there were some questions still there too.
Yeah.
And that timeline really struggled. I really struggled with that, bouncing back and forth. Was a good book.
Yep.
I'll be curious what other people feel about it. Tell us what you think, and if you agree with our.
And maybe too, I want to go back and check some of the reviews again too. To your point, I think if it had a trigger warning in the beginning, because if some people aren't prepared for that, that could potentially
yes.
throw off.
Yes.
Some
I was not prepared for
well.
that because you know that there's
and I'm fine to handle
secrets
those things,
and stuff.
so that's
yes.
not gonna, like you said, not gonna throw off my review.
Yeah,
for that,
it's more of just like,
what if it is someone that it does impact, that is impactful, or you're not okay with that. I mean, that could definitely throw off a review. So good to know about that up front.
Yeah. So let us know what you think.
Yeah. Leave us a comment. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to us. We would love to hear from you.
You can also find us on Facebook at The Wandering Dragonflies and also on Instagram, The Wandering Dragonflies Podcast.
And up next, we're going to have some more videos for you. I'm not quite sure what yet, but we know that we are also going to be talking about Agnes Albert and her mystical cat shelter.
I just started reading it. It's definitely an interesting, fun one.
It's cute.
It seems really cute. I just started it, but it does definitely seem like it's definitely a different dynamic than this one.
Than this.
It's a lighter read.
It's a lighter read. It the only thing I'd say is that I was hoping for a little bit more like romance into the romanticy, but it's a cute, like, grumpiness. And you said you liked.
I like the grumpy trope.
So
yep, the grumpy
That's very acute in there. It's one of those, especially if it's like probably we're getting into the thunderstorm season, like
starting. We've had 54 tornadoes in this state.
Well. We are continuing into the thunderstorm season, so it's a good book for that. To curl up
rainy
with
day,
some coffee or a blankie and some tea or something. And I really enjoyed it. It was like, that just gave you some comfy feels. So it's a cute book. So we'll be talking about that one upcoming.
Next one. All right.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you. Bye.